Hello, everyone. It's Tuesday, 7:15 in Ireland. And good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Yeah, I don't know if it's good morning, but at least good evening and good afternoon it is for you all. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for being with us today. And I would like to open the bridge with our friends in the United States through the Kardec Radio. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to stay with you all and be within you in your car, in your home, in your laptop, in your iPhone or Android phone or tablet, iPad. So thank you very much. So today we do have a very special guest, our friend Guilherme Velho. He's an entrepreneur and spiritist studies. He knows a lot about the history of the Spiritism. And today he will give us what he knows about Spiritism, science, and philosophy, and religion. So I hope you enjoy. And in order to start this meeting, I'd like to invite everyone to go through the initial prayer with us. In order to do this initial prayer, I would like to ask you to elevate your thoughts toward the Master Jesus, towards God, asking him to send over us his blessings. May surround our speaker today, giving him all the support he needs in order to send the message to us and for those who are going to listen this in the future. May these blessings reach out all the brothers and sisters who are incarnate or discarnate but are in need of any kind of help, any kind of assistance. May this reach them and somehow give some comfort to them. So be it. Amen. So, Guilherme, my friend, finally I have you here with us.
Yes, I'm so happy to be with you
it's a
one
long
more
time.
I had a great
Yeah,
time.
Guilherme already
in
came
Ireland,
to Ireland
year ago.
last year, don't you? Yeah, last year.
Yes, I did. I think it was in
Yeah,
April
I think
last
so.
year in
Yeah,
April.
yeah. So he was with us. We spent a lovely time with him, and in this,
And I got very surprised because I saw a lot of people. You have doing a great job. The house was full when I was speaking. I was so surprised. I didn't know that in Ireland you have such a nice place.
yeah, we do have a lot of people here, and but again, what I said to you, it's Ireland is a cosmopolitan city. We do have people from all around the world, from Ireland, from Brazil, from Spain, Italy, France. So it's so mixed, and this is make us unique,
I
because
know. And when I remember when I was there, and when I started speaking, I was talking, and then I saw a friend of mine who lives here in Recife, and I didn't know that she was living in an island.
yeah,
And I met her over there. Said, "Hey, it's amazing. What are you doing here?"
yeah, yeah, very good, very good. So, my friend, I will give you the space only to you. I'll be on the background. I hope you break a leg. And if you need me, just let me know. Okay?
Okay, I'm gonna start trying to use my Irish accent,
Okay.
because
I know you're not Caroline accent.
yeah, well, I used to live in America. I used to live in the South. I've
Uh,
been in Alabama, Tennessee, so I've gotta try to be clear, to speak in a real English.
yeah, good, good. Okay, my friend. So I'm behind the scenes. If you need anything, please let me know.
Okay, thank you. And this evening we're gonna talk about the history of the Spiritism as a science, as a philosophy and religion. To start about talking Spiritism, we have to go back on March 31st, 1848, in Hydesville, New York, United States. It's the beginning of the new era on the earth, the spirit era. Yes. The phenomenon occurred in a farmhouse, home of the Fox family. And the Fox sisters became communicate with a spirit of a man who died on their house, and it's an incredible story. I had the movie, but I didn't know how to get through, so I'm not gonna be able to show you. But if you go to my channel on the YouTube, maybe you can find it. But the Fox sisters, they start talking with spirits. The man who used to live on their house, he was killed, and his bodies was inside of us. Is on the down floor, and they found the body, and they start talking and have a conversation with the spirit of the man. So on that time, it was the beginning of the spirit era on Earth, because this phenomenon starts on in New York, but it went straight to Europe, and then the spirits began to communicate to all over the world. The phenomenon was growing very, very fast in Europe, especially in France, which was the world capital of the culture. Everything had to go to France to be legitimated. And France was the world capital of the culture. The most important thing, the most important things in the world were happening in France. The cultural movements. France hosted exiles as Chopin, who left his country and went straight to France. Karl Marx as well, because they could not work in their country, so they went straight to France, because everything what happened in France were happening in France. Even our Santos Dumont had to fly his airplane in France, in Paris, to be legitimized. And a World Congress happened in Paris to define export measure, like kilos and kilometers, weights. That happened in France because it was the world capital. And I remember when I was in Ireland, I almost got dead, my friend. When I went to cross the street and I started looking to the wrong side, and the car came this way, I'm gonna die here. So all the other countries, they start changing and getting the new measures, like kilos, kilometers. and in only few countries start like in England. No, I mean still with England, like you're driving the right side and stuff like that. Well, so at the same time, another cultural movement appears in France. Spiritism, the turntable phenomenon, starts inviting friends. They had to. They had no light on that time, no electricity, no TV or Big Brother to watch. That so it had nothing to do at night. So the families used to get together. The neighbors used to get together to play with the turntables. That was very normal in France. And somebody told an intellectual man called Hippolyte de Leon Denisovay Rival, saying that the tables were answering questions. He did not believe, but he decided to go to watch the phenomenon. But many friends of Mr. Revival was inviting him to go. He said, "No, I'm not. I have nothing to do there. I don't believe. Table got no brain. How can they answer the questions?" Well, after our friends start calling him all the time, said, "Hey, okay, I promise that I will go." And then he went to the turntable meeting, and he got surprised. After watching the phenomenon, he realized that was an intelligent phenomenon, and would have to be an intelligent cause, he said. And then he discovered that it was the spirits of the dead people who lost their body and were producing that phenomenon. And then he started to write, to prepare the Spiritism, exactly in the middle of this 19th century. But what does it mean? What does Spiritism mean? This evening we're going to learn a little bit more about what Spiritism means. We don't have much time, but I'll try to explain and to show you what I've been learning about Spiritism. Spiritism is based on laws and principles revealed to us by superior spirits, which Allan Kardec brilliantly describes in all his works. These works constitute the so-called Spiritist codification. The Spirit's Book, the Book of Mediums, the Gospel according to the Spiritism, Heaven, Hell, and hold on, let me get some water because I'm really thirsty. The Genesis according with Spiritism. So this Spiritism is a science that explores nature, the origin and the destiny of spirits, as well as their relation with the corporeal world. Spiritism realized that Jesus professed about the promises consoler, John 14, 15, or 16, and 1726. So 26, using my British accent. And the awareness of everything so that man can get to know where he comes from, where he goes to, and why he's on earth. Because all the philosophies all over the world was trying to explain, and they didn't get it. So Spiritism came to explain us. Spiritism attracts us to the truth principle behind the divine law and consoles us through faith and hope. Spiritism reveals new, more profound concepts regarding God. Yes, the universe, man, spirits, and the laws that determine life. Moreover, it revolves who we are, where we come from, where we'll go, and the aim of our actually existence. And what's the sense of all the pain, suffering, and in a hardship, while introducing new concepts concerning man and his environment spirits based in all fields of knowledge on man's activities and behaviors, and it opens anew to the regeneration mankind. Spiritism can and must be studied, analyzed, and exercised in all different aspects of life. As for example, scientifically, because Spiritism is a science, philosophy, philosophically, because Spiritism is a philosophy, and religiously, because Spiritism is a religion with moral consequences. Ethically, morally, like I said, educationally, and socially. God is the supreme intelligence and the origin and source of everything. He is the eternal, He is eternal, immutable, immaterial, unique, and He is the confident, righteous, and good. That's what we learn when we start studying the gospel. It includes all thinking and not thinking, living, not living, material and immaterial beings. Besides the corporeal world, which is the habitat of that or the spirits, human beings. This is the spirits world, which is the habitat of spirits. Let me get some water. I'm so thirsty. That's because I'm trying to use my Irish accent. So in the universe, there are other inhabited worlds where beings of different level, evolution, stages of evolutions, life, they are equal but more or less evolved than human beings. Some more evolved, some less. God created all natural laws. They comprise the physical as well as the moral laws. Man is incarnated spirit with a material body, perispirit. It's kind of the spirit's envelope. It's kind of that. It's kind of that. It's the same material body that links the spirits to the material body, the perispirit. There's a there's a British, I mean, an English scientist who has a great job studying about the perispirit. Uh, his name is I forgot his name right now. I was reading his book. Uh, he talks about the perispirit. I'm gonna remember the name. Spirits are the intelligence being of the Creator. They constitute the spirit's world, which has been way before any physical existences. And without life, that's material. Spirits are being created plain and ignorant. They intellectually and morally advance, ascending from a low to higher evolution level. So Everybody start equal and start getting better until they have reached the perfection where they eventually enjoy endless pleasure and fulfillment. Spirits maintain their individuality before, during, and after every new incarnation. During their various corporeal existence, they may be at a standstill, but they never retrograde in evolution. It never comes down, just goes up on evolution. The velocity of their progress depends on the efforts and works they undergo in order to reach perfection. So if someone goes fast because they understand and they go faster. The other ones they they don't learn so quick, so they go slowly on that stair. According to the level of the evolution, they have to reach it. Spirits can be located in various classes. Pure spirits, that's the one who have they already reached the highest level of perfection. Well, I just see one here in Brazil who got a very high level. He was Chico Xavier, our greatest example. He did a he was a high, very high spirit, good spirit, in the whom the desire of good prevails, and imperfect spirits, fettering ignorance, desire of evil, and lower passions. Ever since there has been an ongoing relationship between spirits and human beings. Yep. Good spirits influence us to well, they give us support in time of hardship and tribulations. That's why it's so important to pray. Pray every day. I used to pray before sleep, as soon as I wake up. I pray. And I pray God, I pray Jesus, I pray to the good spirits to be close to me. It's very important. And they assist us. I'm saying that because I know that they assist us in humbly bearing and bravery, overcoming them. Imperfect spirits instigate us to stumble and fall. Jesus in the way and the example for all mankind. You can see that when you start reading the gospel. And Jesus is our most perfect example. In the Spiritism, Pratic taught us in the purest expression of divine law. Yes, this is Spiritism. The moral of Christ is written in the gospel, and it's the guideline to unmistaken evolution of man. Furthermore, Prating, the universal morals is the same time. My friends, I'm trying to speak in without American accent, okay? I hope you will be able to understand. Because last week I was doing a live to a people from Georgia, and the guy was talking to me for like from Georgia. Say, hey, you speak a pretty good English. I said, yes, because I was an exchange student in North Carolina, and I spent all day in West Palm Beach, Florida. So they understood. I'm sure about that, but I don't know if we're going to be able to understand. Next time when I go to Ireland, I promise that I'm gonna start listen Irish, English, Irish accent to do a good job over there. I promise you. Well, the solution to all human problems and the aim to reach for mankind. Man has the free will to take action, but he is liable to the consequences of his deeds. Yes, you can choose what you're going to get it. The further life provides man with punishment or reward according to his behavior in related to the divine law. Prayer, an act of worship, good, which is the, God, which is the part of the natural laws, and which arises from the innate human feeling, as well as inborn idea on the existence of the Creator. Prayer ameliorates man. He who prays with faith in order becomes more resistant to the temptations of evil. Yeah, I'm sure about that. And God sends him God's Spirit to assist him. This assistance will never be denied when he sincerely asks for it. All spirits practices is for free, as stated in the following principle of the gospel. Freely we have received it, freely give. Matthew 10:8. You see, some mediums make money with mediumship. Yeah? And it's not, and this is a problem because when they die, they're going to see what they did because they came with the mediumship to help people to start doing good things to people, and he's supposed to do for free. And that's the proposal to be a medium. So some mediums doesn't understand, and I know a lot of people, maybe medium, who make money with mediumship, now especially out of Brazil, in Europe, in the United States. I've been meeting some mediums. Actually, they are very rich, make money with mediumship. Well, Spiritism is to be practiced with simplicity, without any ritual, according to the universal principle that true worshiper will worship the Father and the Spirit and truth. John 4:23. Spiritism does not impose principles to anyone interested. You do if you want to do it. So prior to accepting the Spiritism, invites you to verify its Spiritism by means of your own reason. You have to check. You have to check it out. You have to learn. You have to understand, and then you see. It says, "Know the truth, not believe in the truth." Knowledge comes through studying and mediumship, which renders possible a communication between the spirits and human beings. The greatest medium that I've seen, I said before, was Chico Xavier. Chico was born in 1910 and died in 2002. Was born in a very small and poor family in a small village in Brazil, and he studies only until fourth grade, and had to start working at the 8 years of age. Yes. Chico produced a wide range of mediumistic phenomena, and the most prominent of these being the so-called psychography or channeling through writing, I used to say. Right under the direct influence of that person. that people. Chico produced more than 450 books written under the direct influence of the dead people. These books, which covered a wide range of genres, novels, short stories, children's stories, poetry, letters, and topics like history, talk about history, physics, biology, ethics, and religion, sold more than 50 million copies and were translated to more than 10 languages. However, she could never receive any payment for his books, as he donated all copyrights to the charity. Despite his popular and recorded breaking sales on his books, Chick was a poor man who lived a very modest life with a small salary, working as a cashier. So Chico is an example when you start talking about mediumship. Chico was, his books are just amazing when you start reading, and I've been reading about more than half all the books that he already received, like Poe and Stephen is my favorite one. Yes, my friend. But mediumship doesn't depend on any appropriated religion or philosophy to exist. Spiritism practice of mediumship is the one of accomplished according to the spirits and the universal moral. Spiritism respects all religions and philosophies, estimates on all efforts in doing well. The purpose, fraternization, and peace between all people, and people, regardless of race, color, their skin, naturally, faith, or cultural and social levels. Spiritism acknowledges that real man of honor is the one who follow with the supreme purity the law of justice. But was Kardec, sorry, but was Allan Kardec who gave the dignity to mediumship, showing that mediumship is a faculty of sensory perception, which always existed. Until Kardec, the medium had no choice. Were witch or crazy. A lot of people went to the fire because start listening voices. They thought they were crazy. So Kardec was so great. He gave the dignity to the mediumship. Well, studying those phenomena, I got interested to channel it through writing, which is the ability that the medium has to communicate with the spirits without handwriting, with the spirits through handwriting, and psychography became very important to me because I wrote 2 books about this subject. And in John 14:16, like I said before, and I will ask the Father, and He will give you another advocate to help you and to be with you forever. The Spirit of truth. I will not leave you as orphans, and will come to you. His consolers, It's console promised by Jesus is the Spiritism. And it brings us relief because it clarifies things for us. Spiritism doesn't leave us with faith alone. It doesn't. Spiritism puts the knowledge in front of the faith. In the Spiritism we study, see the difference between Spiritism and the religions. Because in the religion we just accept everything as true. In Spiritism, you study, you learn, you understand, and then you go to believe. And then you believe. This is a reason of faith. We do not accept blind faith. It's been said. Then you know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Like I said, John 8:32. We gotta learn, my friends. We gotta learn. The Spiritism is a science. It's a philosophy. It's a religion. I've been talking in many places, uh, showing the Spiritism for people who never heard about Spiritism. Well, I believe in the true, but to know the true, believe in the true and to know the true, you got to learn, you got to study. Knowledge comes through studying. And Spiritism is a new revelation. We have to take the Spiritism out of Spiritist Center. And that's what I've been doing. I've been speaking in many places where people never, like I said, never heard about Spiritism. We got to take us with us everywhere. We got to take the Spiritism to everywhere. To the Spiritism grow in Europe or in Ireland or in the United States, everywhere. You have to do this. Take Spiritism out of the Spirit Center. I was speaking in a spiritual church in North Carolina a few years ago, and I spoke about an hour about Kardec. And when I finished, because they never heard about Kardec, when I finished, a old man came to talk to me, and he said, "Well, very interesting. This Brazilian author has something in English." I said, "No, he's not Brazilian. He's French." French? Never heard about it. And where does he live in France? Oh, he died 19th century. He didn't know anything. As well, I was in England last year, and I went to visit a university, to the Arthur Findlay College. It's a school for mediums. I didn't know they have a school for mediums, and they have a university out of London, like 20 minutes out of London. There's an old building built on the 19th century, but in 1965 they start a university called the Arthur Findlay College. They have students, and all the students are medium. Yes, you can see that on my channel on YouTube. I went there, I took pictures, and I spent about an hour over there. Talked to the principal, and I said that I was Brazilian, and that in Brazil we have many mediums, many famous mediums. They said, "Yes, I know. You have a very, very famous medium in Brazil." I thought she was talking about Chico Xavier. For my surprise, she asked me, "I know that one very famous, João de Deus." She said that's unbelievable. She didn't know anything. She didn't know about Kardec. She didn't know about Chico Xavier. She just knew João de Deus. Can you believe that? Yeah. That's what I have to Well, that's what I heard when I was talking to her. And then she said, "No, well, but we have a Brazilian medium who comes here every year to do painting. He comes here every year. His name is Jose Medrado." And I said, "Well, he's a friend. I know him." Yes, yes. She said, "Yeah, he used to come here the last 15 years. He received spirits, and his spirit started doing painting, and he is very famous here, and it's just amazing because I didn't know that there's a university. You see how mediumship is growing in science, and for my surprise, also 4 years ago, the WPA, the World Psychiatrists Association, they published a position statement where they say that the doctors in psychiatry should put the spirituality on the research and on teaching. So spirituality is studying by psychiatry. Just unbelievable. So there's so many things happening. We spiritists, we knew this, we know this 15 years, 160 years ago. We have to introduce the spiritism as a new knowledge for humanity. Not as a religion like many people are doing. Spiritism is not a religion. When Spiritism arrived in Brazil, 19th century, in Bahia, the first Spirit Center was in Bahia also. And the first journal was made by a Brazilian intellectual man called Luiz Olímpio Teles de Menezes. And the first journal he sent to Kardec in France because they used to live at the same year. And on the Spiritism magazine, Kardec talks about the journal, saying that he was very happy because Spiritism arrived in Brazil, but he was a little bit worried because he feels on that journal a lot of religion stuff. He said that. Kardec said that. He saw on the 19th century. So we got to understand what is Spiritism. Spiritism did not came to be a religion. Spiritism is the future of the religions. We are the worker of the last hour. Yeah, of course we are. We need to take the knowledge we learn here to our daily basis, to the society, to the schools, to our jobs, to our lives. Spiritism Center are not a church. Are not a church. The Spirit Center is a school where we learn the spiritual truth and make our inner reform. Because the inner reform is the most important thing. Yes, it is. We've been speaking about those topics in a non-spiritist environment, like in the University of Suzuka in Japan. And I was very surprised because it was the first time that somebody was speaking about spiritism to a Japanese audience, and they have the phone. I was talking Portuguese, someone doing the translation for Japanese, and I spoke about 2 hours about reincarnation. It was unbelievable. And in Japan, there's a lot of spirit center. The There's a lot of Brazilian over there doing a great job teaching Spiritism like Kardec did. And actually, I've been there 3 times. I spoke in the university at the university, and I spoke at the convention center of Tokyo. To 90% were Japanese. It's hard to see. When I go out of Brazil to start talking about Spiritism, like 90% are Brazilian. 90% are Brazilian. But in Japan, on that time, was completely different. And I was talking about reincarnation. Well, like Kardec said, Spiritism is a philosophy with a scientific foundation and religious consequences. The religious consequences is the port of arrival. It's not the basis. It's where everything goes. The basis is science. And I just can talk about this kind of subjects in the non-spiritist audience when I start using the scientific contents. Yes, because if I start talking about spiritism as a religion, they don't want to know about it. In Europe, you know more than me. People in Europe, they don't want to know about a new religion. The United States, I've been there many times. Used to live there. They don't want to know about religion. So we have to introduce the Spiritism as a new knowledge. Like I said, in the first chapter of the Gospel according to the Spiritism, Kardec said, the alliance with science, with religion, could be in another book. And he was saying, keep saying, Spiritism sees in the scientific discoveries the revelation of the laws of God. It could be in another book, like I said, but it's on the gospel according to the Spiritism. So we gotta understand that Spiritism is not a religion, but it's a new knowledge for the humanity. To understand the Spiritism, we have to take Jesus as our whole model to be a better person. That's for sure. That's for sure. This is the purpose of the Spiritism. Let's take Jesus out of the cross and let's bring him to walk with us, to be with us. We are not children of the original sin of Adam and Eve, because Stephen, these original things kind of weird, no? God said, "Go, grow, and multiply," and then Adam and Eve learned how to multiply. Then it became a sin. Can you believe? God gave the hint and then punished it. God was very cruel. We are not fallen angels, my friends. We are God in construction. We have divine origin and we will return to God. We are sons of light. Yes, we are sons of lights. Spiritism came into our life so we can be better person, can get better to ourselves and to the other people. And the Spiritism has been changing my life. And I'm very, very, very glad for that. That's why I've been traveling all over the world. I pay my tickets. I've been speaking 145 times in 14 countries. And I only one time, somebody paid my ticket. I want to pay my ticket. I want to do that. And that's the thing that I can do to retribute, to give back what this kind of, I mean, what the Spiritism gave to me. Each day we've been learning, we've been feeling better, because when you do the inner reform in the Spiritism, it's different than the religions. Because in the Spiritism, when you start doing this inner reform, the inner reform, it comes from inside to outside. In the religions, it's different. It comes from outside to inside. When you accept God or Jesus to save you, you stop drinking, you stop playing, you stop so many things, and you change so fast. In the spirit, it's different. This changes very slowly, and you change from the bottom, from inside to outside. It takes time. It takes time, and most of the time you're not gonna see that what you did in this life, because it's very hard. It's very hard, but we gotta try. We gotta learn how to get through. We gotta learn how to get through. Well, it was a great opportunity to be with you one more time. I hope next year we can get together physically. It's much better than start talking using the computer. Well, but that's the only way that we've got. So let's do it. And Stephen has doing a great job. That's how I want you to know that I've been many places, and I've seen that the people over there in Ireland has been learning the real Spiritism, teaching philosophy, teaching science and religion, because that's the way that Kardec said us to do, to explain Spiritism as a new knowledge for the humanity. I want to say thank you, Stephen, for the opportunity. Uh, I want to say thank you, everyone who's with me watching this time. Thank you so much. I can hear you.
I was on a mute.
Good.
Yeah, good. Thank you very much for your words, and it's being tough times to everybody, and we are trying to prepare something in English to everyone. And as we know, we do everything here in English. Of course, there are different viewpoints in which we need to adapt ourselves. For example, in Brazil, we do have the Spiritism with a religious focus, especially because of the vulnerability of the people.
Yes.
No, it's so worry and very bad, sad the way it is in Brazil. So needs are different. Like we compare here in Ireland, we don't have like the starvation needs, but we do have the affection need, the moral need. It's something different. As you know, it's not a question of apply everything the way you do in Brazil when you apply these in different countries. Every nation, every country, every culture has something different.
Exactly.
And figuring out what is needed, that's the tough mission. Luckily, Kardec gave us these three aspects: science, philosophy, and religion, in which we can adapt what what we will what we will do. But it's a question like how to adapt, how to transform, and following what Kardec said, if someday the science prove that spiritism is different, follow the science.
Kardec said that one day the Spiritist principles we're gonna be part of the science, and we're gonna be part of all the societies all over the world. And we see the communication between the living and the dead with Spiritism principle. Today is the transcommunication, the TCI. It's not Spiritism subject. The science is doing that. The scientist is doing that. Proving that we knew 106 years ago. Another Spiritist principle, reincarnation. 160 years ago, the only religion or philosophy who said about reincarnation here in the Eastern world was Spiritism.
Yeah.
And today, the science is proving reincarnation, but with we're using another name. The therapy of past lives. You see, many things has been doing to prove reincarnation in scientific research. Living a life out of the land, life out of earth. 160 years ago, nobody on earth used to say about this. But Allan Kardec said about another world, planets with people living. And today, the science is almost proven with another name: cosmology, astrophysics, quantum physics. So the science is going to prove everything that we've been learning here during these 160 years. That's for sure. I have
Especially
no doubt. I have no doubt.
when we go to the André Luiz, the spirit, the books dictated by the spirit André Luiz.
Yes, yeah.
He said things in 1940s.
And actually, we're gonna do a live maybe next week. I don't know the date yet, but you already invited. It's gonna be in Portuguese, so who speaks English is not gonna be able to watch with the Clovis Nunes, because he is gonna tell with many proofs who was André Luiz.
Okay.
It's gonna be very interesting.
Okay. Good. Yeah, so guys, I do have here some questions, but our time is up. Otherwise, they're gonna cut our time. It's already.
Well, we come back later.
Yeah, I can send these questions to you, and you can reply. I can direct this. You can post these on Facebook.
Yeah, if you wanna, people here wanna know a little bit more about what I've been doing, my work, can add me at the YouTube. I've got a channel, Guilherme Velho Oficial, or the Instagram, Velho Guilherme. You're gonna find it.
Great, my friend. So
I have to say thank you, man. It's a good opportunity to see you again, and you are a very good host.
Yeah, so it's a pleasure to have you here with us. We have been planning this for a long time, and finally we find some space in your agenda. Thank you. We do have a lot of great works done in Portuguese, and our intention here is focus on English. And as long as I'm here, the Spiritism is going to be spread in English here. So
You're right.
we are the foreigners here.
You have to do this. You are correct.
So we are the foreigners here. We need to adapt ourselves to their culture, not the opposite.
Yes. Like my friend Vanessa Ancelon said, Spiritism gotta be speaking English in America, in England,
Well,
in Ireland.
in the 19th century, French was the international language.
I know.
Now is in English. Who knows what's going to be the language of the future? But now, the most common sense tell us that English should be the language we need to spread. And thank God we do have a lot of books translated into English. So we do have resources. But the point is, what we need internationally is the basic, is the principles, is the basic.
Yes.
Because somehow, it's not because the people are behind or not. It's just because this is new for them. They need to know, they need to use the reason of faith. And this applies every day here. Okay?
Okay, my friend.
So again, I receive a message. I have 2 minutes. So I need to hurry here. So, and otherwise, we're going to stay here for another hour.
We can do that. Don't worry.
Yeah,
just
we
let me
can
know.
set another day.
I've got a schedule here, but I'll be able to talk to you.
Yeah, we're going to schedule another day. So thank you, my friends from America, from Ireland. Thank you, Don from Chicago. He said he love Ireland. I hope we see you here one day. Thank you, everybody, for your time. I just want to invite you, Guilherme, if you can do our final prayer.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I will. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Okay, can you do our final prayer for us?
Well, I prefer you do. I've been talking too much.
Okay, how you do?
I need some water because if I start doing my praise, I'm gonna speak using my North Carolina accent. So
okay.
That you better do.
Once again, I'd like to invite everyone to raise up your thoughts, to be in connection with our mentors, with Jesus. Thank you for the message we have received today. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for our life. Thank you for the good spirits who allow us to be here. Some in Ireland, some in the United States, some in Brazil, some in any other country. May we have a wonderful day. May we have a blessed week. We send our thoughts towards those brothers and sisters who are ill, physical ill and spiritual ill. So be it. Amen. Okay, guys, thank you very much. I'll see you Thursday with our dear friend Vanessa Anceloni.
Oh, that's good.
To us. Yeah, so Vanessa is gonna give us talk to us. Yeah, our boss is gonna be here.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.